This is a golden-cheeked warbler. I finally got the little twerp. Well, thank you, eBird. Golden-cheeked warbler. I've been chasing this bird for years. Not the kind of place I would have expected to find a lifer on a busy road just outside of Austin, Texas. So here's the story. Somebody was here yesterday and put a pin down for 3 golden-cheeked warblers, 3 black-capped Vireos in this area. And so I just went to the pin and son of a gun. I'd like to get 700 North American birds before I die. And if that's the way I look in the monitor, I better hurry. So I just did something I've never done before, a birding trip from Austin to Brownville in Texas, from the Texas highlands to the Rio Grande Valley, using eBird, and only eBird, to plan the trip. I presume you know about eBird, the free downloadable mobile app from Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Let's turn this on. Let me zoom it up. Do you know everything eBird can do? I'm going to work it hard. There's a bunch of birds in Texas that I haven't seen and I would really like to appreciate. And so for 9 days, 9 full days, we're going to start at the highlands, go to the lowlands, and see how many of those we can get. And you're welcome to tag along. So what are the targets and where do I find them? eBird? If you keep your list on eBird, eBird will tell you what you're missing. Go to Explore, scroll down to Target Species, tell where you're going to be and what area you want to target. And up pops a list of birds that you can possibly see, including the odds of actually seeing it. After doing the math, there are 11 species that have a pretty good chance of getting on this trip. We're going to start just west of Austin in the highlands and work our way down to the lowlands. Pack a lunch. Golden-cheeked warblers are found in the Texas hills and nowhere else. It's an endangered species. Black-capped Vireos have a wider range over the same hill country, but they've been federally endangered since 1987. One of the best places to look for both birds is Balcones Canyonlands National Wildlife Refuge. Castle Rock's Warbler Vista Trail. Well, we'll see what we got for warblers, really, after black-capped Vireo. So this is spot number 4 on this trail with a picture of a golden-cheeked warbler on it and says this is the area where it's pretty good for it. You know, I thought I was going to have trouble seeing just one golden-cheeked warbler, but that's the second one I'm looking at, and I heard a third one earlier on out in the woods. If you really need to see a black-capped Vireo, this is the place. Shin Oaks Observation Deck. This entire area is managed specifically for the Vireo. They like scrubland, not too mature. Well, got one. Could have been a better look. Painted buntings are all over the place. Just a note to hunters, if you think it's hard to sneak up on a deer, try to get a look at one of these singing black-capped Vireos. It's kind of funny, I thought these guys would wake up at sunrise and start singing. In reality, I think they sleep late. Around 8:30, they've gotten quite boisterous. There's, I don't know, half a dozen around singing and popping up. There are more golden-cheeked warblers and black-capped Vireos at our third stop. In fact, there's more of everything at Doeskin Ranch. For this whole trip, I've been looking for specific birds, but today is just a treasure hunt. Just walk, see what we get. The most relaxed, enjoyable kind of birding there is. Just go see what's here. Blue grosbeak right there, lark sparrow back there. I always get a little nervous when the vultures circle over to see how I'm doing. If I'm remembering right, that's only the second rufous-crowned sparrow I've ever seen. It's about 90 minutes to San Antonio, so let me pull this back out. None of my target species are likely to be in town, but there are some good places to bird. So let's go to the hotspots to understand the best places to go. And as you remember, bright red is good, but orange isn't bad. And there's some orange spots right downtown in San Antonio. Where's my remote? Okay, so let's put in Bexar County again. Go to hotspots. No red pins in town, but there are some orange pins. So let's clean up and go. The first one is Brackenridge Park, a city park with paths for walking and biking and a river running through it. Black-bellied whistling ducklings eating the moss off the walls. This happens everywhere you go. Any place there's a park where it's really safe for waterfowl to be around humans, they don't have any fear at all. Mama and Papa wood ducks are keeping a rather relaxed eye on the kids. Muscovy duck. It's only the second one I've seen, and I'm not even sure that's countable here since they're so domesticated in places. Egyptian geese. That quadruples the number I've seen in my life. Egyptian geese, and now I've seen, oh hell, you count them. I'm going to go with 31, but I may have lost count. Not surprised to have yellow-crowned night heron here. I've been to San Antonio twice before, and they're all along this river, like always. The second orange hotspot is right across the road, the San Antonio Botanical Gardens. So typical. If you are used to humans, nest near them and no predator will bother you. So I'm calling this neotropical cormorant, and I'm just going to wait to see what everybody says in the comments as to whether I'm stupid or not. In the San Antonio area, there is one bright red pin. Let's see what else eBird can do. The hottest by far is Mitchell Lake Audubon Center with almost 15,000 checklists. You can get bar charts to see how common all the birds are at this hotspot, or even an illustrated checklist. You can click on recent checklists to see what's turned up lately. Really? 40 snowy egrets? Nice. eBird can give you a full description of everything you need to know about the Mitchell Lake Audubon Center, except that it's closed on Monday when I showed up. Fortunately, eBird found me a nice alternative nearby, the Medina Greenway Trailhead, with a pretty good set of birds along the way. I finally learned to recognize the painted bunting song. Picked up a few warblers and a yellow-breasted chat. I enjoyed some migrating white-crowned sparrows and almost stepped on a bunny. But I gotta tell you, the real highlight was a little further down the road, another red hotspot that turned out to be Choke Canyon State Park with an incredible birding blind. Now, there are a lot of good places to hike and bird in this park, but it was 95 degrees, and just sitting in the shade watching the birds come in, that was great. We're out of the hill country and on the way to the Rio Grande Valley. That'll be my next video. Bring it down. So the reason everybody goes here is because there's a lot of birds that are more at home in Central America, and especially Mexico, but find the area just above the Rio Grande River to be suitable habitat. So there's a bunch of birds you can see there that you can't see anywhere else. That's why all those pins are there. But one of the hottest pins, that red pin, you can't go to it. Not unless you go on the King Ranch tour. It's one of the best tours I've ever taken. But it's also a private tour on private land, so no YouTube videos about it. I will show you a few birds, but other than that, all I can tell you is take the tour. It's worth it.
And that's the tropical king, just above it.
Northern mockingbird.
Bronze and brown-headed.
Flycatcher was good call. Cat. He's just to the right of where the vermillion was. Kind of. That's the reddest thing I've seen in my life.
And that's the olive skin?
That's the olive skin. So they got an olive.
By the way, the top target for this tour is the ferruginous pygmy owl. And thanks to my visit, I have a pretty good idea where I'm going to be able to find it on my way down to the Rio Grande Valley. He will have a starring role in the opener of the next video, along with a bunch of other birds that you can only see there. Owl will be back. Ow.